Hello everyone, Care Bear here to share with you a gift that I just finished making for a friend. This is the Sophie Scarf, very popular pattern on out in the knitting world, and I've made a number of these, and I decided to make this for a friend of mine. I have made her the soft ruffle socks. I made her the Vienna Mittens, and I still had some yarn left over, so I thought, I am going to make her a little Sophie scarf to go along with those Vienna mittens. I didn't have enough yarn to make the Vienna scarf, but I thought, this is going to be just as beautiful. So this pattern calls for DK weight yarn, a US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needle. I used a fingering weight yarn with a mohair to form that DK weight. So let me tell you a little bit about the yarn that I used. It is a merino sock yarn from Little Red Kettlehead. It is hand dyed in Canada, and the color is called tie-dye. And check out that lovely color of yellow, green, purple, violet, pink, blue. It's just gorgeous. It looked beautiful in the socks. It looks beautiful in the mittens. And I had some yarn left over and decided to do it with the scarf. And I also used a Lamana mohair, which is a really, really soft mauve color. It's number 37 called Pearl Gras. And I needed, I don't know. I used 9 grams of the mohair, and I had 18 grams of the merino sock yarn. I happened to be traveling the last couple of days, and I had finished the mittens and thought, okay, I still have some of this merino left. What could I make? And I decided to do the Sophie scarf. Typically, what I would have done with that leftover yarn was weigh it and make sure I separated half for the portion where you're up to the center increasing, and the second half of that yarn for the decrease section. But I didn't have my scale with me, so I thought, okay, wing it. And if I happen to run out, I'll just use the mohair to finish it because I knew I had quite a bit of mohair. So for those of you who aren't familiar, the Sophie scarf starts from one tip and you're gradually increasing on the one side. So it's flat on the bottom, but then you can see along the top here, you're increasing up to the center point. And what I love about this pattern is look at that beautiful I-cord edging. It's so pretty, and it just makes for such a nice finish. Yet at the same time, all it is knitting one row, the next row, the next row, the next row, and then you're increasing at certain points. So it's a pretty simple knit for someone who's just starting to knit. That I-cord is such a beautiful edging, and it's not difficult to do. The increases and decreases are pretty simple. So it's tip to the center with the increases, and from the center down to the other tip, you are decreasing. And it just so happened I ran out right there. And I just left enough to sew in and just picked up double strand of the mohair that I was using with the merino. I was using it single here. I doubled it and just finished off exactly the way I would have had I had enough of that yarn. And I still think it looks pretty great. I don't think there was anything else that I wanted to share with you. Will I do this again? Oh, yeah. I think what's great about these simplistic patterns, one, they're easy to make, and they make gorgeous gifts when you have beautiful yarn. So this yarn from Little Red Kettlehead is just such gorgeous, gorgeous yarn, the color, the dyeing color. And when you are working with cashmere or cashmere merino or linen silks, I think it's the beauty of the yarn that makes this piece priceless. And I can tell you, I also find it gender neutral because I've made these for men in my world as well as for the females. It's just a beautiful scarf. And the men that I've made this for, I'll tell you where they really like to wear these on the plane, because often you get chilly, and this is just a perfect little wrap to wear on the plane. It's easy to pack, yet it's still quite stylish. And yeah, I think my husband has a number of these, one in black, gray, a navy one. So they're quite lovely for anyone that you may be wishing to make a gift for, or perhaps for yourself. So this is the Sophie Scarf by Petit Knit. Thanks for watching.